Hey guys, and welcome back. And if you're new here, thanks so much for joining us today. We're nearing the end. It is day 27 of 30 Days of RV Cooking with Angie, and we are going to be making another breakfast meal today. It's been a minute since we've done breakfast, since the breakfast quesadillas I made with you guys. Lou requested a big breakfast, and you know what? I figured, let me show you because eggs is not a big deal. Bacon is not a big deal. A lot of people, sorry, my eyeballs itching. A lot of people buy frozen hash browns, and I don't get why. It's so easy to make hash browns at home. And once you do it yourself, you're never going to go back. Lou says that I scarred her for life. She does not eat hash browns that have been previously frozen, like McDonald's or anything like that. Going forward, she's always wanted homemade hash browns. Sometimes I just make her a big plate of hash browns for her to enjoy. So not only the hash browns, but also my French toast. So French toast is pretty simple. I just add a couple of extra things to my French toast while I'm making it that just elevates it a little bit. It makes it taste a little bit better. That light is like flickering on and off, so sorry about the lighting. So let's get along to cooking and show you what I'm making and how I do so many items in such a tiny space. So first things first, let's look at ingredients. I took out some large eggs so that we can make a cheese egg scramble. I took out the bread. I decided to go with the keto Nature's Own. I guess they finally jumped on board with making low carb bread. This one is going to be 1 net carb per slice. So hey, can't beat that. The French toast is going to have some sugar and some cinnamon. I took out 3 potatoes that I can peel and shred for the hash browns. I have some ham defrosted so that I can make some ham steaks and some bacon. Lou did request bacon as part of her breakfast meal. So let's get to cooking. Having 2 pans and so many different things to cook, I have to decide what is it that I'm okay with just throwing in the oven on my cookie sheet to keep warm while everything else is nice and fresh. So I'm going to start with the hash browns because that I don't mind keeping warm in the oven. And I'm going to start with the French toast and keeping that in the oven. And then once that's put away, I can move forward to making the meats and making the egg. So let's start with the hash browns and the French toast. All right, so I just took out 3 small golden potatoes and I'm just going to peel them. And then we're going to shred them. So let's go ahead and fast forward this peeling process. I'll be right back. Let me go ahead and throw all of this potato skins away. Don't remember, but I think my grandmother used to call these huellos. I'm not sure. It's been a really long time. But yeah, I definitely like to keep these on hand, whether it's to shred cheese and then to grate potatoes. There's another dish that Lou might make with you guys at another date whenever we find malanga. She makes these things called frituras de malanga to die for. I love them. So she asked me, hey, do you want me to make that with them? But we just haven't seen them in the stores that we've been to. So whenever we do run into them again, I will be sure to buy some. And that will more than likely be after we do our traveling video, since we only have 3 days left of 30 Days of RV Cooking with Angie. So yes, I will continue cooking with you guys here and there. Whether it's day in the lives or just a cooking video all in itself. No worries. All right, so our grated hash browns are done. I am done grating the hash browns and I took out butter. But really I'm going to use the butter for the eggs and for the French toast. While butter is delicious for hash browns, they're not going to get as crispy. So I will be using just a little bit of oil because the oil will help get those hash browns extra crispy. Let me get up there so I can get it. All right, we got our oil. Alrighty, so let's get the stove going. I am going to leave this on a medium high, but closer to high than anything else because I do want it to get nice and crispy. So there is the pan with the heat. There is a little bit of oil. Don't want to do too much because I don't want the potatoes to get oily. I just want them to get crispy. So I'm going to move it around so that it can coat the pan. And we're going to let that get nice and hot. Fantastic. All right. Let's give that a minute. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to grab this potato and we're just going to grab a good handful and mash it together. It's going to release water, as potatoes do. So I typically squeeze it in a bowl or over the sink to try to get as much liquid out as possible. And then I'll throw that little pile onto the pan for it to start getting hot and toasty. We'll do the same thing here. And whatever little strands are left, you can go ahead and just throw it on top of one of the piles. And done. We are going to let these sit. And then after we start seeing it getting crispy around the edges, we'll go ahead and flip them. In the meantime, let's scramble some eggs for the French toast. Let's go ahead and start with 3. Remove the fork out of the way. I'm going to add some cinnamon to my eggs. And I'm going to add a little bit of sugar. I'm going to scramble some more. All right, before I start drenching my eggs, I want to go ahead and turn on the oven on a low setting so they can start being warm, so that once that French toast is done, because it'll be done pretty fast, we can throw it in here. So let me take the pan. Oh no, the pan can stay in. Let me turn this on. So 1, 2. So we've got this on, and I'm putting it like the lowest setting I have is 320. I'm going to try to put it somewhere between the 320 and the flame because I want it to be super low. Let's take a peek at these hash browns. They're starting to get crispy around the edge. So let's give them a flip. How pretty that is. Left-handed because the camera's in my way. Oh, not bad for being a right-handed person. I did a good flip with my left hand. Ooh. I smashed them down to make sure that the middle gets nice and cooked too after I flip. Done. The hash browns are almost done. One side is done. Now we're going to wait for the other side to crisp up. Let me throw half of this butter, or maybe a quarter of this butter, on the other pot so it can start melting. There we go. Okay, I could have sworn I had the camera recording, but I didn't. So the first batch is down. You'll see how I do it for the second batch. So in the meantime, while that is in there cooking, I'm going to go ahead and take these out and stick them in the pan in the oven so that they can stay nice and warm, and I can use this pan to start cooking the ham. And here we go. 1. Look how pretty these are. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Whoop, that one fell out of my hand. Put that back in. So it stays warm. I'm gonna flip these French toast. I'm not gonna do anything to the ham. I'm not seasoning it or anything of that sort. I'm just gonna throw it on. Okay, that ham is looking good. I'm gonna go ahead and flip it since I see a lot of caramelization happening on this pan. Ooh. And let's go ahead and throw those two French toasts inside of the oven so that I can start working on the next two. We're going to throw some butter on the pan for the French toast. We're going to throw our bread inside the egg with the cinnamon and sugar mixture. Move it around so it can get nice and drenched. I'm going to flip it. Let that other side get nice and drenched. And I'm going to sprinkle some sugar on the top of this bread and sprinkle some cinnamon on the top of that bread. And now I'm going to take it out. That side that I sprinkled on is going to go down so that I can sprinkle the other side. So a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. Let's repeat that process with the last bread. I might need one more egg. I'm hoping I don't. I think 3 should be enough. Sprinkle. Sprinkle. Ooh, that one got heavy. I was going to be loose. She likes cinnamon. Okay. Scoot this one over so that there's room for another one. And throw this one in. Sugar. And cinnamon. Time to take the ham out and start working on the bacon. We are in the clear for some bacon. A lot of people like to press down on their bread to make sure that the egg cooks thoroughly, but I like my bread fluffy. I don't want it to be mashed, you know? So flipped it, let that side cook. Let me go ahead and throw in the bacon and then we can start scrambling our eggs. Okay. We're gonna throw, I think 4 slices is enough. 2 slices each. It's a lot of food. So 2, 3, and 4. This will go back in the fridge. Okay. The French toast should be done. I'm turning the back on low so that I can throw the eggs in there. And let me go ahead and put the French toast in here also. Yeah. I would have done 4 scrambled eggs, 2 for each, but that would have just left me with 1. So might as well go ahead and do all 5. I'm going to give this a rinse also because I don't want any of this black on my eggs. Throw the rest of this butter, which is about a 1/4 tablespoon, in my pan. And let's give this a scramble so we can throw it in with that inside that pan. I'm going to add a little bit of pink salt and some black pepper. Continue that scramble. Move this butter around, and in it goes on low heat. Let's flip this bacon. Let me take out 2 slices of cheddar cheese so that I'm ready for it, and put the rest of this in the fridge. So the bacon is totally ready. I'm going to turn off the front heat. I'm going to go ahead and lay this bacon on top of the paper towel so that it can soak up all of that oil. All right. How do you guys like your bacon? Loose or crispy? This one's somewhere in the middle. Lou likes it extra crispy. I like it loose, so this is a good medium point when cooking it for both of us. Let's start scrambling these eggs. Since I have it on low, you'll see that it's still fluffy, not burning, not sticking. I love this pan. Let's bring it closer. I feel comfortable raising it just a tad. Not necessarily medium low, just a little bit higher than low. Gas stoves are always so finicky. So pretty. Still has some wobbliness. I don't want that in there because Lou's going to get grossed out, so I need it to be fully cooked. Okay, we've reached a point where it's fully cooked. There's no little bits that aren't cooked, but it's still fluffy and airy. So I am going to take this handle off, portion it. As best as I can. One for her, one for me. And then we're going to throw a slice of cheese right on top. And I'm going to cover it so that the steam will melt that cheese. Time to check out these eggs. I'm pretty sure they are ready, and they are. Look how beautifully melted that cheese is. Okay, let's go ahead and, damn it, I don't want to use this one. I want to use, well, I'm going to have to because I already closed the top. The big flat one. Let's see if I can get this to help me, even though I'm going to dirty more dishes. Beautiful. Let's give you guys a little close-up. You'll see the ham and the bacon, the hash browns, the cheesy scrambled eggs. We've got the French toast back there. If we want more salt and pepper, or the sweeteners, either the sugar-free syrup or some sugar-free orange marmalade. So let me get this thumbnail picture and we'll get to taste testing. You guys are going to have to excuse this background mess that we have going on right here.
This is real life, guys.
I have cream cheese of like getting room temperature to make a cheesecake. See if it turns out okay. If it does, then I'll share it with you guys.
It always tastes awesome.
Here's butter for the French toast if you want more. And then there's not a lot of sugar-free syrup. Which, if you want it all, you can have it all. But I also took out the marmalade because I was like, that might be an interesting topping on top of it. But I'm going to add some salt to my hash browns. And I'm sure she's going to add garlic powder to her hash browns. So let's dig in.
It's amazing. It looks incredible.
I am going in for some of those eggs. I love...
The eggs look incredible.
I love when the cheese melts like that.
It looks like out of a magazine.
They're so fluffy.
Lucy wants to eat my bacon. I have to move it.
I took the least amount of hash browns so that she can enjoy most of them. There were 5 of them.
I love the hash browns. She's ruined me for life with the hash browns.
She loves the hash browns. The hash browns are great. Nothing beats homemade.
It's time for them to eat, so she's particularly hungry. So, yeah, I usually give her stuff that I'm eating. For those of you guys that don't agree with table food, we give them little things, especially to calm her down because she has a lot of food anxiety, and it makes my life easier too.
Okay. So, going in for some ham. I served Lou a ham, even though she didn't want one.
Oh, that's the ham. Yeah, I wanted bacon.
I made you bacon, but if you decide, I wanted to do it for plating, so it looks nice, but you definitely don't need to have it. I'll take it, and I'll give you another one of my bacons, and we'll swap.
That might work out.
Because I like ham.
Oh, I like ham.
Especially fried like this, where it like completely caramelizes.
I like ham. I just wanted bacon. I was in the mood for bacon. Then again, who's not in the mood for bacon? No, I have to try it. You can't just take it. I have to try a little piece at least.
That side. Got extra toasty. Give you this side.
Stop. The hash browns are amazing, as always.
I want to dig into the French toast with you guys. But that I definitely don't want to start before having the savory. So I think we're going to finish our meal. Pause with you guys. And then come back and do a taste test of the French toast. And then close this out. So thank you for cooking with me. But we'll say that at the outro. We are ready for the savory part of our meal. I went ahead and put 1 French toast on my plate. She has 1 too. Lou loves drenching her pancakes or her waffles, French toast, in syrup. If I would have known we were this low on syrup, I would have totally bought more while we were at the store today. But I didn't realize it. So I'm going to leave her this little bit so that she can enjoy it because she loves her syrup. And what I did instead is I put some butter on mine and some sugar-free orange marmalade. So definitely take advantage of the sweets. I've used jam and jelly before. I even like putting it in my cottage cheese. So it's super delicious. So that's going to be a nice little sweet topper.
Thank you so much for letting me have all of the syrup.
Do you want me to bring you the cinnamon?
As you can see, I'm using all of it.
All of it for 1. So she's likely not going to have a second one.
No, this is sugar-free syrup. So yeah. I'm not going to have a diabetic coma. No worries.
Do you want me to give you the cinnamon? Do you want to add extra cinnamon to it?
No.
No? Okay.
I'm going in.
You're going in. I'm going in too. I should have left this in the oven while we were eating the other one so it would have stayed nice and warm. Well,
that's very good. That is really good.
I can't wait to try the bread like in a sandwich. If you feel it, babe, this bread is like so fluffy.
Yeah, no,
and airy.
It looks like bread.
It doesn't. Well, I mean, here it's kind of different because it's drenched. It's drenched with egg, so the texture is different.
No, but it feels like real bread. It feels like real bread.
Nothing beats syrup or maple, but this is good. This is a good alternative. I hope you guys enjoyed cooking this big breakfast with me today. Do your hash browns at home. I can't stress that. And use your oven or your microwave or your Instant Pot to keep things warm if you don't have enough space to cook multiple things at once. So like that, you can't enjoy a big meal. Something we do when we want to have a big breakfast that's not here is grits. We love grits. So that a lot of times I'll add avocado, I'll add, or tomatoes. So make yourself a big breakfast. Cheese in the grits. Fried cheese.
Actually, shrimp in the grits.
If you enjoyed cooking with me, please give me a big thumbs up. Let me know down below in the comments what are some of your favorite ingredients when you decide you're gonna splurge and make a big breakfast at home. If you're not a subscriber, I hope you hit that subscribe button. I know there's only 3 days left of 30 days of RV Cooking with Angie, but we're going to bring you along with us on a very fun adventure, and I promise I'll cook in between as well for you guys. Bye, guys.